Charge ya, be a dead people, lad. Charge it. I'm gonna blood up my killer. Be a dead people over a gully, dog. John Wood. Yes. Secure down there, so dog. Secure the broski. The man find a piece of bridge. John, over here, I swear the car come over. Fire up. The dung them a come. Oh, the iron that dung there, sir. Class, the iron there. Dog. But please, me I go see the next one and come up. John, brother. Okay, fuck. Oh, second one this a come up and then gone with two already, dog. Take time with our back, take time.
What's your going now?
Yo, where driver there? Where driver there?
The driver down the man.
They down there, him good?
Back,
bro. Look so. Dog. Dog, I could have passed this, bro. Yo, where driver there? He my driver?
Like here, yeah. Yeah, boy. Watch it, how that? A cow. A cow.
Yo, people down there, in there? Yo, man, smarty down there. Bumbo clad. Yo, care, brother.
Look here.
Watch out now.
I'm trying to push over this over, so.
Do them can't pull. Hold on now.
Head west, then turn left.
Watch it now, man. Watch it now. Sorry. Watch out now. Yeah. Come in now, man. Yo, brother, come in, take out the people, my lad.
Yeah, man.
Come on, big man. John, dog.
I want the woman that dead, Jesus
Bumbo
Christ.
clad,
That
dog.
Oh, God.
Welcome to True Jamaica Buzz News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The video that you just saw is of an incident that took place in a St. Thomas, Danvers Pen to be specific, where it is said that a little vehicle looked like it was packed to capacity, overpack, fly over the bridge, lick out the rail, and land upon a cow. There was a cow, same place, down in the precipice, down in the river, maybe about 50 meters deep, probably exaggerated. When I first saw it, I said to myself, hold on a minute, and what happened? The cow running at them part, them try to swerve, lick out the rail, fly over the bridge, end up down in the gully. Get to realize that the car was probably going about its merry business. When that car fly over the bridge, drop in the part or upon top of the cow look like it gone too. Based on the pictures and the videos that I've seen, some people are going to be paralyzed. Some people more than likely are going to lose their life. Some of these people won't be the same ever again, based on the severity of their damages or injuries. Now, people, I am going to let you hear some of the other sightings, video evidence of that incident, and then I'll give my piece once again.
Aye, this every jam. I ain't in the middle of my drink, you know. Yeah, girl.
The man them a come from, you know. And the man walk through your to Bumbo clad. Lick out your son. And go wait, but right now me stand up yourself afraid to blood clot for video. Watch your dog. All the man cow dead, you know. No dog.
So people, there you have it once again. Like I said in a previous video that I did, just before the weekend or when the weekend start, holiday weekend, you do not have to be a genius to know that whenever the holidays come, weekend, drinking, hype, hard-headedness, stubbornness, it is always a recipe for disaster. Now, here's my advice for persons. I understand that life is tough and persons are bored in them house. However, when you are going to go out, you should weigh the pros and the cons, meaning that the person that is going to be the designated driver, Is that person hype? Is that person a good driver? Does that person have sense? Because if the answer to all of this is yes and no, meaning that him too hype, or meaning that him not no sense, or meaning that him not like for follow road code. So that compounded with the obvious absence of emergency vehicle is a recipe for disaster. So therefore, you cannot be entertainment wise and accident and death foolish, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, based on a very unfortunate incident that took place in a place known as Claremont, which is St. Anne. The young lady that you see, picture that you see on the screen, is of a lady known as SHERON Barrett. SHERON Barrett lost her life in the presence of her children yesterday at about 2 or so. It is said that some men rolled up, obviously paid for some contract takeaway, blaze her up even while the little pitney them a scream, traumatized those little pitney. They then took away themselves. Based on information on the street is that these men are from Kingston. As to what the motive is, and nobody knows, but word on the street is that SHERON have a man that lives overseas. I guess they got married. I guess that man is financing her. Based on information, it is said that that man is building a house for her in a lime hall. However, SHERON, like a lot of Jamaican women, them have more than one man. When we take into consideration that this is the jacket capital of the world, we know Sebon agi out left, right, and center. Am I saying that it is justified? No, it is not justified. However, you have to adjust accordingly, acclimatize to the place in which you live, especially when you see what is going on out there with men that are financing women. They feel as if when they finance you, they buy your loyalty and they buy you not giving away the pums. Now, I am not saying that the person that is financing her, the person that she married, that live overseas, based on information that I got, that she is killing him with bun. Killing him with bun is the word that most persons that I spoke to use. It is said that she have a man from Kingston, and that man is being financed by her and the man overseas. You know, when it comes to community, everybody talk, especially in a garrison, especially in a country, everywhere in a Jamaica, everybody knows everybody business. And some people get into them feelings, whether they are jealous because they want the grape, and when the fox can't get the grape, him say it's sour. And if them can send information to a man that is a big money man, that is what they are going to do, because that man might be being the operative word, be willing to pay for information, leading to people losing their life. Women out there, listen. You have to be penny wise. You can't be penny wise and pound foolish. Meaning that if you have a man, you can take the man money, you can have the man as Minister of Finance, and then you have a next man as Minister of Work. Well, you can, but it might lead to the detriment of your life. And I think more than likely that is the case in this case. Very unfortunate. You can't have your cake and want to eat it too. And like they say, for every action is an equal and opposite reaction. So it's either you're going to stick with a man that is financing you, even though the bedwork sensation might be off. You cannot decide that you want your cake from one man and then you want to eat it too from a next man. You cannot play the field, because whenever you play games, silly games, you usually end up getting silly prizes. Not to say that it is justified, but just as I say, that is a trend that we see going on in Jamaica. People take them pums and them woman very seriously, especially if somebody has money by illicit means. And I am not saying that that is the case for this man in this case, but me just as say, When people are make money, money is power. In a Jamaica, money can move mountains and it can move your life to the afterlife. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is an update about a story that I spoke about maybe about a day or two ago. As it pertains to a 31-year-old young lady, Jolene Thornton, Belizean, that owns a Jamaican Belizean restaurant known as Peppers. If you know anything about Peppers, Peppers restaurant started in a New Kingston in a Jamaica. You have Peppers all over the place in America specifically. Whenever you are a beautiful young lady, bougie, kind of uptown, this is a message, word to the wise for you. You do not want to be in any sorts of interaction with your matey, especially if your matey is a tegareg. So pretty much the story is this. This young lady, she have a man, don't know if it's her permanent man, but it seems as if this man was seeing somebody else. This lady and her matey would often be in an interaction posted on social media, going back and forth, tit for tat. So apparently, Jolene, the more bougie of the two young ladies, decides she go drive over the person's house, meaning matey's house, and she was going to confront matey. However, she ended up on the SHITTY end of the stick. Based on the initial police report, it said that she was found just a stone's throw away from her restaurant. People call and say it seems as if somebody get caught up. So the police reported that it was a gunshot. However, they then, after close examination, official report, said that she lost her life by multiple jukings. That means that the person juke her up. So apparently, she drove over to this lady's house. There was some verbal altercation turned physical. The lady draw for her kitchen utensil and juke her up a couple of times. She then jumped back in her vehicle, headed to the restaurant, did not make it, was parked a stone's throw away from the restaurant. Now the family member came out, this happened on the 17th of July 2025. The family members did a news conference. The family members said the suspect, even though the police did not know what type of mix-up was going on, so they did not know who was the suspect. The family members knew the interaction, the squabble that was going on between Jolene and that girl, her matey. So in a news conference held on the 23rd of July, a couple of days after Jolene lost her life, said that the suspect is a provoking energy, not giving any sorts of name, knowing that them know what was going on based on posts that were made between them on social media, based on what the daughter or family member might have told them. I want you to take a look to the edited version of the news conference of family members, mothers, sisters, family, Rete, and then I'll give my piece.
Not shot, because that's been a rumor that's been going around that she's been shot. It was not shot. She was stabbed. Several times.
Any idea who may have done something like this?
Yeah, we have an idea of the person who did this. But like I said, it's an ongoing case. But I will say that you know who you are. She's still roaming around the streets. She's still going around free, calling people, talking mess. It's been getting back to us. We've been hearing different things. We know, and it's okay. It's not okay, but it's okay because we believe in a higher power. There's a mighty God that sees everything. He sit high and he sit low. Yeah. No weapon formed against our family will ever prosper. And death have no power either because Jesus already conquered death. Right. So that's the same thing with Joe. She conquered it already too. Her soul is in the kingdom. She's at peace. So right now, opposition, she's not at peace with herself.
So people, like I said, that was the edited version, very short version of the news conference. They did not call any name, but like I said, everybody and their mother know. Based on posts on social media, based on the rift that Matey and Jolene has been having. So people, the moral of the story is this. We say whether you are Jamaican, whether you come from Belize, if you mix up in a pasa, and then you post that mix up on social media, and you're always in a rift, physical, can turn, well, verbal can turn to physical, and physical can turn you from alive to being unalive. Such is the case as we see in a Jolene. Moral of the story is this. If your man take a next woman, vice versa, and you know, say, you're not bad like that person, do not ever pull up at that person's house. Because whether it's your man or your woman, it does not matter. Once you go to that person's place and you confront that person, whatever you get, you put yourself in a predicament. Am I saying that anybody is supposed to take away anybody's life? No. But it has happened, it can happen, and it will always happen. And usually it is going to be deemed as self-defense. So even if that person was taunting you on a daily basis, the fact that you went and confront that person, you are going to be the initiator and the instigator, and you cause it. So it is going to be deemed more than likely as self-defense. Point blank and period.
Bro, you have me hurting, son. You have me hurting, bro. One thing me have, bro, you want to come with man, bro. So let the man not have a chance to take anyway you want to take now. Bro, me ask that question. That man have a chance to take anyone to take her. You beg, but please give you a chance, bro. Please give you a chance, bro. You come back and style me. You come back and style me. I'm a big charging. What you say I got beat? You man, bro. You said you think I beat man, bro. I'm fucking idiot, bro. And I'm a bedroom, son, man. Fuck.
So the next thing that is popping in the news based off the audio that you just heard is of an interaction with a man and his woman. Well, she was actually getting a royal clotting. Cannot show that video because of YouTube's policy against violent nature. However, what you could clearly hear is that this lady seems to have been cheating on this man. Does not make it justified, but you have to understand, know the type of person that you're with, weigh the pros and the cons. If me give her the pumps, or in the case of a man, if me give her the cocky, well, more than likely the woman is not going to be beating any sorts of man. It has happened, but me just as said, the likely possibilities are. In this case, apparently, this lady has been giving away the pumps for the longest time. And then she told the man that she was going somewhere, which she was not going. She was more than likely hanging out with Joe Grind. So based on the audio in the video, it seems as if this man is kind of lapsing in the bed, but him sick in the head, him mad, him take him pumps personal. So him buck her up in a some field and him start to FUCK her up in that same field. You could hear the MMA, the Mike Tyson, everything a connect. You can hear when a thump or a lick or a box connect. It just kind of echoes. It has that sound that it connect solid, like when you watch any sort of boxing or MMA match. Moral of the story is this. If you cannot be good, be careful. Not to say that you're supposed to go out there, because if you're in a relationship and you're satisfied, you're supposed to be one with your partner. However, based on the fact that Jamaica is the jacket capital of the world, talking about jacket, we can know that there's a whole bunch of bun going around, especially when you talk about these people in them 20s or 30s. For a man in them 30s or 20s nowadays, it is like finding a needle in a haystack trying to find a good man, or if you look for a woman, or if you look for a man. People, it is up to you. Me just say, be very careful and mindful that whatever and whenever you get in any sort of relationship, bun is always going to be a big maybe possibility. And such is the case. In this case, it is how you deal with it as a woman. If you know, say there with a man and him thing now work too well, do not go out and cheat on him. And if you go out and cheat on him, make sure say if you're a thief, you know how to hide, or else those scars are not going to be easy to hide. Not to say that it is justified, me just I tell you, be very careful. You cannot be cocky wise and get caught up foolish. And what was also very disturbing about this is more than likely this man had somebody videotape the whole episode. Or maybe this person was just a passersby, saw what was going on, recorded it, and put it on social media. Whatever the case is, somebody had needed to intervene, and that did not happen. Point blank and period.
Why? Yeah, no, I'm afraid, bro.
So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on the edited version of the video that I just showed you of an incident that took place in a Trelawney, Falmouth area. Based on the information, it is said that persons were passing realized the stench of something smelling very terrible. When they called the police pull up on the scene. It was a body that was charred. Looked like somebody pipe it up based on preliminary examination, then burn it up, then fling it away along with the phone. So the police was there to pick up the body and take it to the morgue. Now, people, I don't know what that person did, but obviously robbery was not the motive. The fact that his cell phone was found right beside him, it seems as if he might have ticked off a couple of persons, and they decided that they were going to send a strong message and warning to whomever else crossed them. Cross, miserable, and angry. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.